Hi, Bear Nation, and welcome back to the Hi Bear Nation broadcast. I'm your anchor, Cole Segura.
And I'm this week's co-anchor, Audrey Bauer.
I see you survived the tornado.
It really wasn't that bad.
Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Well, did you at least get the weather done for our last broadcast?
Of course I did, but did I hear you right? Our last broadcast?
The last one for us seniors. Don't worry, folks. There will still be one last broadcast before the end of school for everyone else.
Wow, time really flies.
Indeed. Let's get going before our time at the school runs out. This week we'll be covering stories about the guitarists at our school, the bus change lady, the sound system in the gymnasium, and Senate Bill 11. Let's first hear from Ari Rivera and Elise Delmonico about the guitarists at our school.
Hi, I'm Ari Rivera.
And I'm Elise Delmonico, and this is our story on La Cueva's guitar program.
When did you first start playing guitar?
I started playing at the beginning of last semester.
And how much progress do you think you've made in this class?
I think I made a lot of progress. I've learned basically a lot of chords, and almost every single scales and measures that I'm supposed to learn.
How long have you been playing the guitar for?
Classical I started this year, but overall guitar I've been playing for 2.5 years.
How much progress have you made playing guitar?
I've made a lot. I used to just play like really simple chords and stuff, but now I can play melodies.
Do you think Miss Simons is a good teacher?
Yeah, I really love her and she's really sweet to all of her students.
When did you first start playing the guitar?
I actually, my main instrument is the oboe, and so I didn't start learning the guitar till 2015 when I got the okay and permission to start a guitar program.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And why did you start the program?
Almost every other comprehensive high school in EPS had a guitar program, and not every student is interested in band, orchestra, and choir, and I thought it was really important to offer another music class. We offered piano, and I also wanted a class that was available for beginners, people who had never played any instrument before, and it was a really good way to expose more students to performing arts.
I did get a guitar for Christmas one year, although I never learned how to play it, so I probably should have taken the guitar class.
Yeah, I remember one time I got a school bus for Christmas, and I really never learned how to drive that. But, speaking of school buses, we got a little story on our bus change lady.
Over to you, Aubrey.
Okay. Why are the buses changed almost every day?
I honestly have no idea why the buses are changed almost every day. It's rather annoying. Well, I announced the changes so people don't get confused out front and get on the wrong bus or think that their bus isn't coming to take them home.
What is the reason for your enthusiasm?
Because it's the end of the day, and usually by the end of the day we're all like worn down with life, and I just want to be a happy ending to your day so you can go home with a smile on your face.
Thank you for your enthusiasm, Miss Slider. Over to you, Cole.
The end of our school days would be so bland if we didn't have that awesome bus change lady.
I agree. Did you go to the assembly last week? There was nobody there.
In fact, I did. The turnout was very sad. It might have had something to do with the audio.
I thought it sounded fine.
It's definitely improved. Well, currently we have Natalie Paez covering a story on the sound system in the gymnasium.
Over to you, Natalie.
With the recent spring assembly almost being canceled due to the repairs in the gym, which included the lights in the sound system, here are the thoughts of some students on this issue. What's your name?
I'm Jackson Hogans.
Nice. What grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
Nice. All right, so how did you like our assembly on Monday?
The attendance was pretty weak, if you ask me, but I think it was just an average assembly. The lighting was very abrasive.
Yeah.
Sound system was just the same as it always is, a little bit too loud.
A little bit too loud?
Yeah.
What's your name?
I'm Daniel De Palma.
Oh, nice, yeah, nice. So you won prom king, right?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I did one.
So how did you feel about, not being able to do the prom court, thing that you usually do at assemblies?
Well, Mr. Hi Bear Nation here was conference, so I bet he could give more words on that. But I think it was pretty disappointing, to not have an assembly before prom. But I wasn't I wasn't upset that it was later too. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, the mic quality was definitely better. Like, you could hear who was talking way clearer. But like the music would phase in and out, you know? So it's really loud some moments, really quiet some other moments.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice anything about the lighting, but yeah.
Okay. All right. And overall, did you like the assembly?
Yeah, I really liked it. Weak senior class turnout.
Yeah.
It seems like record attendance for everybody else but us, but you know,
Yeah.
it's all right.
What's your name?
Emily Schmidt.
Nice. And what grade are you?
I'm a senior.
All right. How did you feel about the assembly?
I thought it was overall okay. The seniors need to be more seniors, yeah.
Yeah, and were you disappointed that there wasn't, an assembly during prom?
I think it's cool for all the prom court to come out and introduce themselves so everyone knows, but it was a little bit disappointing, yeah.
Yeah.
The sound system was a lot better, you can actually hear. It was
Yeah.
really loud, and the lights are really bright. They're like sterile, but yeah.
Yeah? All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully our senior assembly will be much better this week. Back to you, Cole.
Thankfully, we got the sound system running as smoothly as it can be running before the end of the school year.
You know you're supposed to put that in the phone pocket before class, right?
But I love playing Flappy Bird. My high score is 160.
Okay, well, it's not like it matters. New Mexico Senate recently passed a bill that will require all public schools to have an enforceable phone policy.
Enforceable phone policy? Would you care to explain?
Sure, let's go over to Tyler Lynn, who will tell us more about it.
This year, New Mexico Senate has passed Senate Bill 11, which requires all public schools to create an enforceable phone policy. This goes into effect in August. Let's go see what La Cueva students and staff think about this.
Do you have a plan yet for how that bill is going to affect La Cueva? Is it going to change our phone policy, or is our phone policy going to stay the same?
So I think things we don't know yet. What the bill is going to require school districts to do is to create a phone policy district-wide that is enforceable. We won't know what the impact is within ours. It may be an alignment. It may be things we need to look at as well too. But once the district has the policy in place, that's what we'll be abiding by.
Okay, so it's going to be a district-wide policy. It's not going to be individualized at schools. Okay, and do you think phones? How big of a problem are phones at La Cueva right now?
So I don't think they're as big of a problem as they are in other schools because we have had a phone policy in place for a while. Every class that I walk into, I see teachers utilizing the phone pockets. I think it's been very effective. When I walk into classrooms, I don't see kids on their phones.
My name is Michaela.
And what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
And do you think phones are a distraction in the classroom?
I think that they can be, especially if...
It's okay. It's okay. Keep going.
Especially if it's supposed to be like lesson time or like independent work time and someone's trying to be distracting with their phone. But I mean, if someone's in the corner like doing whatever the heck they want, I don't really care. But it's like, yeah.
What's your name?
Hi, my name is Ravina.
And what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
And do you think phones are a distraction in the classroom?
I think they can be, but I also think they're a good resource.
And do you think La Cueva's phone policy works? Do you think it helps reduce distractions?
I think right now it's working as well as it can. I mean, if someone's not putting their phone on, so far I think that we've done the most that we can while keeping it safe.
Make sure you get in the habit of putting your phone in the phone pocket because you don't want to face the consequences that's happening next year. Back to your goal.
Hopefully with the introduction of this new bill, distractions will be at a minimum next year.
I agree. It'll be best for La Cueva's student body. Anyways, before we wrap up this week's broadcast, let's head over to this person's weather segment before we close out.
Hi, Bear Nation. I'm filming this from Oz, and I must say, the wind here is terrible. I sure hope another tornado blows through and brings me home, because I have finals next week. But anyway, let's talk about the weather for the week of Cinco de Mayo. Monday will have a high of 65 degrees and a low of 45 degrees. Tuesday will see more rain, with a high of 56 degrees and a low of 45 degrees. Wednesday will have a 24% chance of rain, as well as a high of 64 degrees and a low of 47 degrees. Thursday will see mostly sunny skies with a high of 73 degrees and a low of 50 degrees. Friday will be sunny as well, with a high of 78 degrees and a low of 58 degrees. This weekend we'll see partly cloudy skies, with a high of 75 degrees on Saturday and 78 degrees on Sunday. Lows will be in the mid-50s.
Dang, you're lucky to have spent the entire week in Oz while I've been stuck here studying for finals.
Well, maybe next time you can come with me and get swept away too.
Sounds like a fair plan. Anyways, that's all we have for this week's broadcast, Bears.
Thank you for everything.
Be sure to click the link in the description and check out our website, and subscribe and like for more weekly updates. This has been your anchor, Cole Segura.
And your weather person, Audrey Bauer.
Signing off. Bye,
Bye,
Bear
Bear
Nation.
Nation.